My name's Doug Padgett. I owned a company called Pentagraph Systems Incorporated. We did fire alarm security, sound, and communications systems. When we decided to sell our company, we connected with IBG Bluestem to help us with that transition. They were referred to us by my CFO consultant I had on board. We decided to go with Bluestem and got them on a retainer so that we spent a couple of years just getting our company into shape. Helped me position the company where it was a viable entity on the market. And then last December, that opportunity came along and we were ready to pull the trigger on it. And had I not worked with John and his group, I wouldn't have been able to do that. The results wouldn't have been the same. In working with IBG Bluestem, I felt like I had a really strong partner in helping me understand all the intricacies that go into an acquisition that I certainly was not familiar with. Their expertise was invaluable. They have done this numerous times over several years and know where all the obstacles are. Having someone on board that's able to communicate with the buyer using their language and language that they understand facilitates the acquisition process greatly. And I never would have been able to do that because it's kind of a foreign language to me. During the negotiation process, there was so many things to consider that I didn't even realize. We had elements to the acquisition that were completely foreign to me, and their group was very instrumental in working up the correct EBITDA and making sure that we got the return that we needed on the EBITDA. One of the things that you have to do as a seller of a company is put together a mountain of information for the buyer. This is stuff that you've accumulated over, in my case, over 25 years. And it's the kind of thing that you just put it away and file it. IBG Bluestem was great in outlining exactly what we needed, what kind of documents they were, and assisted us in putting together all that information. Their help in that effort was immense. We couldn't have done it without them. One of the things that was somewhat unique was that Convergent and PSI were staunch competitors. So there was a certain amount of bitterness going into this thing when IBG Bluestem brought Convergent to the table as a potential buyer. IBG was made aware of that, and we worked through all those obstacles, and they made Convergent very much aware of what the conditions were with regard to how I felt, and we really addressed that right up front and got that behind us really quick. And IBG Bluestem was really instrumental in making that happen. When I first started this process, I was reluctant to engage somebody and pay them a fee to help me sell my company. I felt like I'm a salesman by trade. I can do that. But the longer I looked at it, the more I realized that you really need somebody that knows the product. And the product is a viable company and presenting it to the market in such a way that it brings value to the table. And that's what IBG Bluestem did for us. The fee that we paid was insignificant compared to the value that they brought to the table. And I would highly recommend them to anyone that's considering selling their company. And what IBG Bluestem really brought to the table for me at the end of the day was a peace of mind and the ability for me to recognize that I did achieve my goal, my lifelong goal, to build this company and retire with with finances that that hopefully will outlive my life. And that is what has brought me the most joy. I'll be able to pass that on to my grandchildren and help them with everything that they're trying to do right now. So that's where the real value was to me. And I don't think I could have gotten that value if I hadn't involved IBG Blue Stem.